Anyone else want to record?
I would like to record, please.
Okay, let me go back.
I record too.
Hey, Leslie. I was wondering, how do you go to your recordings after you've recorded it? Because I've gone to my recordings and it says or I have to like download Google Cloud or something.
I don't know. They just saved to my computer under a Zoom folder.
Really?
I have no problems opening my recordings.
Oh, okay. Thanks.
So do you have a basic Zoom or do you have a pro Zoom? Do you know?
I think it's just, sorry.
Whoever was that, Leslie, that said that she just goes in and they're there?
Yeah.
So do you know if you have a basic or a pro? Have you upgraded it?
Basic.
Basic. Oh, okay. So I don't know why. Okay, so I'm going into my third week module. You probably can see that. Can all of you see that?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
a yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
I can see it.
So today's day 11. So I have enhancing your collection with color, fabric, and print design. So I'm going to go into here. And so we've done a mood board and we're working on a brand board with the theory that we might want to go work for this company. And we've got this portfolio that we're making of our collection, and we could actually take it on a job interview if we wanted to work for that brand. So you've made a mood board, you've started to make up concept ideas. A lot of designers, their starting point may be the color or the fabric. It may not just be a mood board. So whichever order you figure out works better for you. So today we're going to explore other areas to pull this collection together. And one of them is creating a fabric, researching fabrics because we have to choose fabrics. So we have our concepts, which we have jacket, pant, a hoodie, a top, a drawstring pant, and a cargo pant. We have to think about the weight of the fabric and what fabrics do we want to offer these different styles in. So one of the jobs is to find fabrics. Another job is to create a print. So when we did the little mock presentation, I made a cheetah print. So we're going to design a floral print for this collection. So that's a huge, change because I didn't ever give you any boundaries yet on creating your designs. So we're going to create a print, and then you're going to make it in 3 different colors. And then you will decide which of your styles will get the print. So there's so many different choices when you have the internet to look for sources to help you create. So I put a couple on here, and as you explore the internet more, you'll probably come up with better places, and you can share with all of us, and I'll put them all on the module. So the first one I'm going to go to is this Spoonflower. Have you heard of Spoonflower? Anybody? Have you heard of it?
No.
No.
Okay, so I heard about 3 no's. Did I hear any yeses? No yeses. Okay. So this is Spoonflower. And Spoonflower, it was created by a couple women. Their husbands gave them the idea actually and helped them execute it because they had husbands that worked with computers. But it's created that you can create a design and they will make your fabric. And it's not very expensive. I think you can get 3 yards as a starter and it costs about $25. So it's really fun for the young new designer to create your fabric, get the fabric, and then create a design. So they have a blog and they have a lot of different features on their website. This is just one of them, and it's about designing surface patterns. So it starts out with 5 questions. So I want you to answer these 5 questions when you look at your mood board. what do you think is the theme of your design? And so the theme is the overall subject of the design. For example, underwater, holiday, spring, or nautical. So that I was looking at, I don't even remember now whose mood board that was. Was it Jack's or was it, I think it was Jack's. I don't know who did
It
the,
was his.
It was Jack.
it was Jack's. Okay, so, I don't know what I would call that theme. It was kind of deserty and kind of, it gave me that fatigue print feeling. So I don't know what you would call that, but I want you to look at your mood board and think of how you would describe it. What is the theme? So that's the first question. Then, what motifs can I draw and how will they complement each other? So you're going to create flowers. So you can go to the internet and just search flowers. You go to Pinterest and search flowers, but there you will get ideas for elements, for shapes, for different kinds of florals. But you don't have to just keep it. It has to have a floral theme, but you can add other elements to it. So it's suggesting like salt and pepper or rainbows and clouds, but something else can be added to the floral print. And what is the tone or feeling you want to convey? Is there a story to be told? It's always interesting when there's a story behind your collection. You'll be introducing yourselves and you'll be sharing with us how you came about creating this collection and your journey. So I want you to think about what you were trying to convey. Do you have a story that goes with your collection? Because we've never tried this before online, it should be interesting, which means you're going to have to share your screen and show us your presentation. And whether you used PowerPoint or Google Slides or Canva or Prezi, you will have it all prepared so that when we get to you, you can just share your screen like I'm doing now and just discuss and talk about your collection. It doesn't have to take more than 5 minutes. And I know it's all new to everybody, but I'm seriously never done this before and I'm figuring it out. So I'm confident the techie generation can do a lot better than me. So it describes emotions. So when you describe or tell your story about your design and why you chose the elements that you put in the pattern design, and how will people be using your fabric, and why are you designing it? What would you do with this fabric? What could it be used for? So you got to give more parameters to us when we look at it and give us some ideas that you had for creating this print. It says you'll select colors, the elements of the design, you'll draw them, then you'll scale them down appropriately. And there's more tips on designing the products. So when you explore this website, you will get help. What I've found over the years, maybe the last 2 years, I've been finding websites that have assistance to the designer, and it makes it a lot easier. And that's what I'm showing you, just these 3 that I think are really helpful. So the last question was, who am I designing for? Which was why you did the brand board. Who is that customer that you want to appeal to? And so you'll go through this and you'll scroll and look through it. So here's some ideas of flowers. So you already have your mood board, but you haven't created the print. So you're going to draw the prints from different angles, and then you're going to add what a side view might look like, what a back view might look like. And then you're going to vary the scale of your motif. So here we see some examples with animals mixed with the floral, which is not a bad idea. That would look pretty good with that Jack's mood board. And then make some of the elements small, make some of them medium, make some of them large. You can use software programs like Adobe Illustrator or Photoshop if you are familiar with it, but you may not be. But many of these sites that I'm taking you to today have the ability that you can do that on their website. And some of these have personality in them. They're really quite cute and whimsical. So all of these would work. Oh, here we have like a scene of a house. It's not
So
bad.
do you want us to create, so from the mood boards we submitted, you want us to create like a idea of like a pattern fabric?
Yeah. You're
and
gonna,
then make it in 3 different colors?
yes, that's what you're gonna create.
Okay.
Okay, so just giving you an idea of some colors. That one right here, this Scandinavian one on the left, that so reminds me of the 60s when I was growing up. I don't know if it's the colors or the styles, and that little sunflower reminds me of the 70s. So these looks, some of them are quite dated. And some of them have more contemporary twists. This one reminds me of the Jetsons, that cartoon. So we are doing a floral. So I don't mind if you mix geometrics with your floral, that's fine. But you have to have some elements of floral in your pattern. And so if you use the computer, it's easier to change color. But we also can do it the old-fashioned way by hand. Either way works fine for me. Okay, so here's just some more. That one looks really complicated. And keep in mind that whatever you create, you have to show it in 3 different colors. That one looks extremely complicated. Okay, so this link is on the website, so you can go back to it and review it in more detail. The other thing you have to create is your color palette. So this website, it's called Colors, is really nice. And since I taught this class in the fall last year, it's changed again. So it says, what's new? Hello, I'm Fabricio, and he's the developer. So he's going to run you through all the things that have changed. And they're always constantly trying to figure out quicker and easier ways for you to do. I thought it was already pretty easy. I just go here and it starts it, and you can pick. Okay, so it just says, let's go. Hit the space bar. So I hit the space bar. Okay, now it's giving me a headache. I don't know what it's doing. Okay, you hit the space bar and you pick what color you like. And then as you keep going to each one, you can keep looking at other colors and decide, I want that one. So every time you lock one of these colors, because see how it keeps changing? You don't lock it till you like it. And then it becomes locked. And then you have some color combinations. You can adjust these color combinations, make them brighter or lighter or darker, and then you can move on. And so I'm just briefly giving you a tour of it. You can spend more time exploring it, but it's so easy. And so there's 5 colors in this color story. So for this new project, I'm going to have you do 2 color stories of 5 each. This only takes minutes. It doesn't take as painstakingly long as it used to. We used to take watercolor and mix it and then create each color swatch and then cut them out and arrange them on our paper. This literally takes minutes, and it's very professional looking. So you have choices. You can either print that out, reduce it to size, put it in your mood board or your presentation of your brand board, or you can print it out and cut it up and paste it up on a piece of paper. It doesn't matter to me which way you choose to do it, but
Do you want
explore
it to
it.
be physical, like on a real board?
That's your choice. I think it's much easier today with online to just do it all digitally. But if you find that hard to do, you're welcome
Okay.
to put it on a real board. It's your
Okay.
choice. Yeah,
Thank you.
you're welcome. So it's really quite fun to keep experimenting with the colors, and it makes it really easy because you can just play with it. And I enjoyed it. Okay, let's see. How do I get back?
Miss Rad.
Okay, see, I lost it. Yes.
So, are we supposed to make one pattern but 3 different colors, or 3
Yes.
different patterns? Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
One Wait, which one is it?
One print in 3 different
Okay.
colors.
Okay.
What was my other choice?
3 different patterns?
No, one print,
Okay.
3 different colors. So I would make it first in black and white. Okay, I'm already in here, so I don't want that. How did I get out of my thing? See this, if I had been doing this a long time, I wouldn't waste your time searching for things, but that's what happens. I am learning more and more. Okay, we'll go back to where we were. Wish there was a quicker way, I'm sorry. Okay, here it was. So there was one more on that little list, creating fabric swatches. So even this site has changed since we used it last fall. Now they actually, why can't I? Okay. Let me move that. Let me that. Why won't it let me move this board? Okay, are you a fashion brand? I put no, because then they want to sign you up for something that costs money. Okay, so this one actually can let you, I guess we'll accept cookies. It'll let you do a mood board, but it has a tutorial to show you how it works, but it also lets you pick fabrics, and that's why I like this site. But there's so many more out there. I just didn't have the time or space to put all of them on there. So what's happening to it? Let's see. Okay, here we go. So I don't know why it switched. Oh, it's actually a tutorial. So it probably has some sound too. I have the sound on, but it's not letting us hear it. Let's see. I don't know why it's not letting us hear it, because I have the sound on, I have the sound on here. But I think when you go to it yourself, you'll probably be able to get sound. Because I had sound on it the last time I was on it, but some reason this video is not giving me sound. Let's see. So it shows you the fabric types, and you can get swatches to put on your, okay, that's just not working. Let's see if I can. It's just not going to give me sound, and I don't know why. See all the fabric swatches? You can pick swatches and put them with your collection. And it'll tell you the type and content, and you can pick appropriate fabrics for each garment. And this one actually lets you do the color schemes too, and it looks a lot like the colors. Yeah, I think this little tutorial is also on YouTube, so that might have, I don't know why it's not letting us. Let's see. Oh, that reminds me, who did that? Was it Charmaine that did those color schemes?
Yes.
See, I have some memory left. Okay, so if I click on that, okay, here we go. So they're trying to sell you on things, but you can use the website just to get pictures and ideas that you can use in your, will that give me sound?
They sell that fabric in downtown for like $10 a yard.
That fabric right there?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's nice.
I have some.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
So let's see if I go to this little mosaic thing. Let's see if I get some. Yeah, then I can see it. So I think when I don't know why we're not a fashion brand. So it does sell fabrics. If you got into textiles and you need swatches, this is a great place to go. But I'm just here to get ideas. And that's all I'm doing with this website, is to get ideas. So that's the goal of, well, let's see if I can. Okay, so there we are, back to square one. So I want you to explore this. So I also put on there last night. This is how we were doing the flat template for measurements. So I put on these little links, which I think if I click it, yeah, it'll show you the template, and I measured. It's 3/8. Can you guys all see my cursor when I move it around?
Yes.
Okay, so that distance is 3/8 and this distance is 3/8. And from axis point to the waist is 5/8. So if you need to make your own template, I measured it. And then right here, it says, you only need really the half. So here was the one I was doing in class, and I customized it. I moved the foot out farther for bell bottoms. I put stitching down the center of the leg, so when I make a pant, I get it equal on both sides because I can see where the center is. And I moved the arm out. And moving that arm out, that is more convenient for making a flat because I can use this same hand in more than one direction. And I'm going to show you that today, how to take that arm and make it in different directions. So all my sleeves will have the same arm template, and one won't be bigger than the other. Because if you draw them separately, there's a possibility you're going to have it not symmetrical. Okay, so I'm going to go out of sharing. So I'll stop the share. So that was painless. And I'm going to go back to my, how do I pin that? Let's see. Pin that video. And then I'm going to make it speaker view. Okay. Oh, I see. Okay, got it. Now I have it on the full screen. Okay. So this handout will be on your module after the class. And this is just to guide you and give you help. See if I put my hand there, if it gets clear. For some reason, it likes my hand. Where are you from? What are your goals? So that when you give your presentation of your collection, you could answer these questions in your talk. You don't have to talk more than 5 minutes. It's not painful. So
Is this for the collection with the brand that we looked up, or is this something different?
no, this is the brand that you looked up. This is the mood board, the brand you looked up, and your concept sketches and your penciled flat sketches. And then you'll present it to the class. And this is what you'll talk about, what you'll share with us. So
I'm sorry. Can I hand in a different, because the brand I picked and what I want to do is different from the mood board that I handed in.
Okay, so explain to me what's different. You want to change what?
So the brand that I picked, like what I want to do for that brand is different than the mood board that I submitted to you.
Oh, that's fine. You can make a
Okay.
different mood board. That's fine.
Oh,
I just wanted you to learn how to make a mood board. If that mood board doesn't suit your brand, you can make another new mood board. That's fine. Okay, so I will be putting this on the module so that you can create what you want to tell us. So it's just a guideline, but it gives you some idea what to talk about so that you don't stress out. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to take that flat and change the arm. Okay, so give me a moment. I'll put these papers away.
Miss Rad.
Yeah.
So for the introducing yourself, you said you wanted us to use that to present for what assignments?
What you're working on right now is a collection. You're creating the 5 concepts. You're creating the flats. You have a mood board and a brand board. You're creating this collection. You're going to choose a color palette. You're going to choose fabrics to go with this collection. And you're going to choose, there was one other thing. Oh, you have to choose, like, look at the construction. What kind of trims will it have?
Okay.
So it's all coming together so you could present what you designed.
Okay. And for the collection that we're making for that brand, we're also making a mood board for it and a brand board, is what you're saying?
Right.
Okay.
So hopefully your mood board, you can use it for this assignment, but you're welcome to change it if it's not what you want. Okay, so I'm gonna create the jacket for this group, which I hadn't done yet. So I'm going to use a sheet of tracing paper first. And I'm going to use my ruler. And I'm going to draw the access line. I have this magic touch. I always pick pencils that are running out of lead. And it always happens right when I'm demoing. Okay, access line, HPS line. And I'm going to use the one that I custom designed. I just like it better. So let's see if I can find it. Yes. So I scanned these and they're on that module. Okay. So I'm going to use the tape. So I have all these used tapes. I'm just going to tape that down, and this down. So this is a jacket. And where's that picture? Here it is. Hold on. So it's double-breasted. Double-breasted. It has a collar. This one right here. It has a wide, deep armhole. Okay, so I'm going to draw the double-breasted first. It usually comes over to the princess line. Use my ruler so it's straighter. And it's cropped. So I'm going to put it right about here. So it's cropped. And it's, okay. It is going to lift up. It's going to drop down. Okay, I want it fuller, so I'm going to drop it down a little bit further. And I'm going to make this sleeve come down to here. Okay, I've made it longer. Okay, that's a terrible eraser. I have all these fancy erasers. This one's nice. I like this eraser. It's really fine point. I lose it a lot. By Mono, called Mono Zero. Okay, so it's going to drop and it's going to have the sleeve here and then it's going to come right like that. And then this one, and I could put a center down here too so I can get these equally spaced. But it's pretty wide. And I'm going to make the cuff. Okay. Trying to make it equal from here to here and here to there. So I think I'll put a center seam on that sleeve. Okay, so there's my wide sleeve and it has a lapel. And I'm looking at that lapel. Okay, it stood up, the back of the collar. Okay, so I'm only drawing one side. It has a button here and a button here. And I put buttons here. Trying to make them equally spaced. Okay, so when I flip this over, I'm going to change the direction of that sleeve. And that's something new I haven't shown you. So I'm going to give it, we had some patches on it. Okay, so here's one, it's not a patch, it's like a hole. So it's going to be cut out right there. And the other cutouts on the other side. So now I'm going to fold it over and I'm going to do my back view. So I will see the collar lifting up and I will see the back of the collar. And then I will see this torn out part. I'll see the cuff. And I won't see the double-breasted, so I have to think about what I want on the back. I didn't do a sketch of the back. The other one, the tunic, I put that volcano on the back. So anybody got an idea what I should put on the back of this one? Well, I can put a yoke. I could put that pleat that I liked. So I'll put the yoke and I'll put that pleat that I liked. So it's going to stagger a little and be a little higher. Okay, so that will be, and maybe I'll put some kind of patch right here. What did I have? Save the cheetahs. I might put a torn patch that has the claw marks on it. Yeah, that's kind of cool. Okay, so you can see my back view. Okay, so when I do the next step, which is to add it to my presentation. So I find that presentation one that can have, has the grid, had room for another piece. So I'm going to add the center here and the center here, and I'm going to put the exact same stitches. And this just helps me when I was creating that sleeve, I had to guesstimate where the half was, but now it's on there. So it makes it easier if I want to do that again without having to figure it out. Okay, so now I'm going to take this and I'm going to change that sleeve. I don't mind it out because I really like it out because I can see how deep the armhole is. But I don't want to use all my space. So I'll do one sleeve out and one sleeve down. And I'll use the exact same sleeve so that I have symmetry because I've only done one sleeve. So this other template that uses all these different hands, where did I put it? I can lose something that fast. I piled it in here somewhere. Oh, I managed to bury it. But the other one actually shows the hand in 3 different ways. And using that kind of template, it makes you draw 2 separate sleeves, and then they're usually not symmetrical. They don't match. So I'm going to show you how to move the sleeve without drawing it more than once. And this is it, the one time that I've drawn it. So I'm going to put it on here. Match up the access line and the HPS line. Tape it down. Then you can use your ruler. Using this horrible eraser. So you want to use a mechanical pencil. If all you have is a number 2, it will work. Just keep in mind that the softer the pencil, the easier it's going to smear. So if you're going to be using a softer pencil, keep sharpening it so you always have a sharp point, and use a piece of paper under your hand to try to protect the sketch so it doesn't get too messy. So that keeps me from smearing. So I staggered it slightly here. I can draw a little bit of shadow, and it lifts slightly on the hem side. Okay, so there's my first one. Put the torn, gathered, not gathered, raw edge. Okay. I didn't do my buttons. Forgot my buttons. So try your best to get them. That was a little bit low, but try to get them symmetrical and aligned. So they're
Miss Beth,
evenly spaced. Yes. Question.
are we supposed to like trace the garment and then put it on the grid paper like what you did? Or that's just optional? Like, I'm just wondering if it has to be a grid like the paper you're drawing on right now.
I made this grid with the bond paper and just the ruler. Is that your question?
But do we have to use the grid? Is like, do we have to have the paper be a grid?
Yes, because you'll end up with everything crooked.
Okay.
Yeah. You think, okay, you think you don't need it, but I can't tell you how many I've seen that end up so crooked if they don't do the grid. It's really easy.
And it's just one by one, right? One inch all around until, well,
two.
at the end of the paper.
Ruler.
Oh, it's 2? Okay.
Two. Okay. I moved the button. I put it on the access line because it made more sense. Okay. And my buttons are a little bit bigger than my original concept sketch. Okay, so this one I'm going to flip. I'm going to change the sleeve. So I'm going to line up the access and the HPS. Tape it down. I'm only going to trace the bodice because I'm going to pivot that sleeve and change it. So I'll show you how I do it. Okay, so here was my okay, here's my sleeve. Trying to get these. Okay. Okay, so now I've got my sleeve. I don't want to do them both out, even though there's actually room, because I want to demonstrate how I would pivot it. I put my pencil right there and I hold it. I don't know if you can see my hands in the way. So I'm just going to hold it and I'm going to turn it. So I have to do this. I'm going to turn it so that sleeve is closer to the body. And I'm bring it down and I look at my concept. Did I have this one in the same place? No. Okay, so I pivoted it. Now I can draw it. And the rest of it goes behind the fold. So I don't need to see the depth of the armhole because I can see it here. But I also can judge this cuff next to the hem, and I know it starts at the hem and goes longer than the hem. So this sleeve tells me the length of the sleeve, and this sleeve tells me the depth of the armhole. And I moved it in on purpose to save space, because if I would have had it out, it almost hits the edge of the paper, and I can conserve space. So all my sleeves can be down except one out so that I can see what I like. Okay, so usually on a double-breasted, you'll have a button here and they'll be equally spaced. You won't have a button in the center. I was just being a little funnier, which I don't mind. I did have a princess line there. So I'm going to change this. So I'm making something new because they don't make jackets this way. Okay, so I have a princess line that's coming here. So it's not on my princess line of my, okay, so it comes like that. This one, the patch was down, or the hole was down here. They're different sizes. This one's large, this one's small. And I had one more. And strategically, I kind of had it more like a triangle. So these are my cutouts. Okay, so there we go. That's my front. Here's my back. Look what I did. I forgot. What did I forget? Do you see what I forgot? Nobody sees it?
Your image, whatever thing.
Whatever thing? Yeah, that's what I forgot. My whatever thing. What do you call it?
What in the back?
I just drew it, the HPS line.
Oh,
I
I
forgot
thought you were talking about like the print.
when I went to, oh, this one, we didn't have anything on it. So when I went to line it up, I couldn't line it up all the way because I forgot to draw the HPS. So tape it down, line it up. And then I'm going to just draw the bodice and I'm going to move the sleeve. Whoops.
So you're drawing on trace paper, or?
Right now I'm drawing on bond paper. I'm tracing the tracing paper.
What's bond? What's what's bond paper? Like,
Bond paper is a little heavier than tracing paper. It's a white color where tracing paper is see-through. And it's made by Layout Bond Strathmore. It's see-through, but it's a heavier paper. And you can see through it to be able to sketch with it, but it's presentation type. It has a little texture to it, so it's great for shading. I have other companies that make bond paper, and sometimes you'll see paper called drawing paper. They aren't as good as this layout bond, and the difference is I can see through it. So when you see me doing overlays, I can see through this paper. I can see to keep doing an overlay and draw on the nice piece of paper. So this is what I'm putting my flats on, is bond paper. Okay, so now I'm going to pivot it, hold it with my pencil, and I'm going to turn it inward so it doesn't take as much space. And I don't mind that I can't see the depth of the armhole because I already saw it when I did the very first sleeve. And this will just conserve space in case I have like a call out box I want to put in my presentation, which I might decide I need to see one of these things close up. Okay, that one doesn't want to come off. Just use this. Tape it down so it doesn't move. And now I do the same thing, line up my axis and my HPS. Tape it down. Tape it down. So I have a pretty steady hand. You may not find that happens for you, but as you draw more, it will get steadier. But you can use your ruler. If you don't have a French curve, you can make a French curve. You can go look in your kitchen. You can probably find a lot of things that have curves on it, like the lid to a jar, where you can get some more help getting something a smooth shape. Okay, so now I'm going to undo my tape. Hold it at the corner and pivot it. Still taped somewhere. Go back to holding it. Okay.
Miss Rad,
Yeah.
are we having our test today?
No.
Okay, just curious. Thank you.
I didn't fix it yet.
Hey, good. I didn't have time to study.
Yeah, no, I don't think they're going to let me fix it because 3 people already took the test. So I may have to just delete the whole test and start over fresh. I don't know. I have to play with it. I just didn't have time. Okay, so I pushed them both down just to save space. Now I could put a call out box right here. These see-through rulers are great because it helps you make a straight presentation that's not crooked. It looks professional. Okay, so I have a couple choices. I could put a collar stand right here to help this collar stand up, make that a pattern piece, and I would see it right here. And now this, I could just draw it. I just want to see this. I don't want it the same size, I want it bigger. So I want to see that patch, what it looks like. And here was the little pleat that that's creating. And you don't really see the shoulders, so just show a little bit of it. I can decide, do I want a seam there? No, it's going to all be one piece. And the yoke goes right here. And then it had, I think I had the claw marks and the blood. I'm into it, can you tell? Yeah. I don't know where I put that. Let's see, did I put it here? What did I do with it? Not in there. You know, you would think that if you were in your house all this time, you never go anywhere, that you wouldn't lose things. But that's not the case. I do not know where that red pencil went. Oh well, I would make that look red so it looks like the cheetah. So I can draw it here, but it's really hard to see what I was doing. That has the little red mark on it. Okay, now I look at my sketches and I think about, well, what do you guys think I'm missing? What else would you add here?
Is it maybe like this stitch line?
Yes, exactly. The stitch line. Very good, Jewel.
Thanks.
Okay. Okay, and this is going to be my construction details. Okay, so let me think. Where do I want to put top stitching? I want to put top stitching on this collar. Okay, so trying to get it looking the same. Okay, I might put top stitching down the front of this jacket. And I could bring it to about here and then it just goes up. Okay, do I want it on the hem? I might have a princess seam here too. So I have one here and one here. So I could put another seam right here on that sleeve, because on jackets, it's quite common to have an upper sleeve and an under sleeve for fit. So I could do that. But because I moved my sleeve, I need to go back, put that on my okay, I've got that line here. So when I pivoted it, it would be here. And then when I flipped it, it would be here and over here. So it's the same sleeve I'm using for all 4 sleeves. So I know they're symmetrical because I have an eagle eye. I'll know if it's not symmetrical. I see it right away. Okay. So I had top stitching on this collar, so it has to be on this collar. I could use a French curve, I could use a ruler. So the collar stand, do I want top stitching on it? Maybe I'll put edge stitching on the collar stand. So it significantly looks different than the collar. So the seamstress knows it's edge stitched. It does not look the same. Okay, so I have I could put a label in this jacket and I could create a label design. Does that sound exciting? So I'm going to just put it here. I'm going to put it here.
What are you gonna call it, Miss Rad?
Good.
Oh, we made a name for it, didn't we? I forgot.
We did? What did we call it?
Didn't we?
We
Maybe
have
we
cargo,
didn't.
we have cargo desert dweller for the
It was called coronavirus apocalypse.
Oh, Corona what?
Corona, or you could just call it Corona apocalypse. That sounds better.
What was it? Was it desert? Corona desert.
I think that's what I called the cargo pants. But
Okay, called
it
it
doesn't
cargo,
matter.
you called it cargo desert dweller.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's my label. Okay, so it's going to have a little bit of drops of red on it. Ooh, CDA, that stands for Cargo Desert, no, Corona Desert Apocalypse. Kind of CDAs. Okay. It makes
What's that?
What?
Are those knives with blood?
Those are the cheetah claws.
Oh, okay. I see them now. I see it.
They're drips of blood.
Ugh.
I have a morbid sense of creativity. So I'm gonna draw it in here. So I drew it in my little label, and there's my label. So this will be the beginning of my logo. So for our first Corona collection, you can do it in pencil, it's fine. And then as we progress, you can ink it or put it in one of, I didn't put on there, but I'm going to now that I'm thinking of it. There's another website called Logo Maker that actually helps you make a logo. And I didn't put it on there because I didn't think of it till just now. So I'll put it on there later today and you can look
You
up.
could use Canva also.
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, I'll put that on there too. So I'll make a note, add Canva and Logo Maker. There's so many websites and it just keeps growing. And there's apps too. I have some apps on my phone for creating fabric design. I'll put those on there too. Let me write it. There's so many apps for fabric design. Yeah, people just keep coming up with more and more user-friendly software. I don't know if you call that software or apps that make it so usually in the garment business, they want you to use Photoshop. And now I've found in illustration, they want me to use Procreate, which are quicker, easier formats for the designer and for you guys just learning. So staying on top of it, because if I have to go take a class and learn Photoshop and Illustrator when I can just go online right now and make something pretty darn professional from a simple little website, I'm going to do it because it's free. If I learn Photoshop and Illustrator, I've got to go buy it. But you definitely need to learn it for the future because most jobs, that's the first thing they say. You know how to use Adobe Illustrator and Photoshop. So you definitely have to learn it. I've been learning it now for at least 8 years, and it doesn't matter how much I learn, it goes right out my brain if I don't use it. Then I have to start all over. So it's just it's a learning curve. Okay, so there we go. We got a jacket, and we learned how to make one sleeve and take that sleeve and pivot it and make all the other sleeves different, but saving space. We did a call out box. We showed this detail. So I could put little stitch marks on it, which is kind of homemade rustic looking, which I kind of like.
Miss Rad,
Yes.
what was the one that was free that you said that we could use or that we should learn?
That's free.
Mhm.
All the ones like Google Slides are free.
Oh, that's what you're talking about. And or Canva, all that stuff.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
free. And I think, do you get free services with being a student at Trade Tech? Like, do you get the Adobe Creative Suites? You might.
Oh, you do. I'll look into it.
Yeah, you might. I think you might.
You do. It's the like internet online version.
Oh, okay. Well, good. Okay. So there we got. Okay, it's 8:06. Stretch your neck around, move your shoulders around, twist your body. Just get your neck going every direction. It's not just for old people, it's for young people too. Save your neck.
Miss
Yeah.
Rad,
Yeah.
I forgot. What are all the pieces that we need for the collection again?
Okay, I'm going to tell you. They're also going to share my screen. And I'm going to go, okay, let's see. Right now it's on desktop. I'm going to go to over here in assignments. Can you see this right now?
I bet if I find you, I can change it.
Are you on my,
I'm on your.
No, it's
yeah,
just your face.
you can only see my face. That's what I want to know. So I haven't shared the screen yet. Okay, so I'm doing the desktop. Oh, I had one more button to push. Can you see this now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So your question was, what was your question, Jewel?
What are the pieces that we need for the collection? Like how many pants, jackets?
Okay, I put it in here.
Okay.
Let me see. Thought I did. Why am I not seeing it?
Okay.
Oh, here it is.
Right there.
It's top, pant, tunic, coat or dress, jacket or second top, and another pant significantly different. And then I gave you a link. So what the heck is that? Why didn't it go there? I don't know what it did there. Huh. That's weird.
Okay. Thank you.
Don't you want to know why it didn't work?
Wait, what was it that you clicked?
Well, I went to this
That.
site. Okay, so this is the assignment page, and it's talking about what you have to do, but this should have opened into something else, but it's not. So I've got to figure out what I did wrong. Okay, nothing new. There's always something I have to figure out. Okay. There's supposed to be more to it. There was supposed to be pictures.
Mm.
Okay. So everybody stretch their neck. Okay, there's only one piece left now, and I've gotten my collection together. So let's see. Actually, here's the site. It's called Logo Maker. Select a logo design. So I started out, this was last fall, I called it Radware. And I would put in the typeset and then it would show me all these different options. And then I could keep playing with it. But that's just one website. There's so many more. Okay, so here, this is the last piece, the tunic. So I've got the sleeve out and I will pull the sleeve down with all the rest. So now I've used both pages. So I have this page with my flats and I have this page with my flats. And now I'll have one last page for my fifth piece. So how are you guys going? Have you designed your 5 concepts? With,
No.
no, not yet.
I just finished my my brand.
Oh, good. So what did you choose to use to do your brand board? What website?
I have this app that's really easy to use.
What's it called?
Hold on, let me look at it real quick.
Okay.
It is,
Right.
it's PicArt.
Pick art. Okay, I'm gonna look it up. Art.
It's an app. It's really easy to collage with it. Like you could like, if you pick a person, they have like a wand that would like cut the person out for you. So like you could like point at something you want and it'll cut it out for you and you could just put it in your
Okay, so it's called PICK.
PICART.
One word or two words?
Hold on. I think it's just,
Okay, let's see.
I was just looking at it. Where the heck
Is
is
it
it?
PixArt photo? Do you see it on the screen?
Wait, let me see. Wait.
PixArt photo.
Yep, that one.
That one? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
So
the second one. Yeah, that one.
yeah. Okay.
Yep.
So it's loading. And we'll see.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Okay, can't see my password. Not does it? Yeah, it does.
You're so-
It does show it. I was surprised. I didn't think it showed it. Done. Okay. So we just have to wait for it to load. So I'll let that load and I'll get started on this. Okay, so isn't this amazing that we can actually have an alternative here? Okay, this is harder to see. I think I need another sheet of white paper. Yeah, that made it a little easier to see. So I'm lining up, tape it down. Yeah, it's still loading. Oh, you know what? This is my computer paper. I can't see through it. I didn't realize I did that. I picked the wrong paper. So I had the bond and I moved it. Duh. Yeah, there is a huge difference. So most of you, are you using computer paper?
I've been using computer paper, but then I went out. I thought you were using tracing paper, and I bought tracing paper, but
Oh,
I think I'm gonna.
I did use tracing paper to start the flat, to do the half pages, the half drawings, and then I transfer it to the bond paper for the presentation.
Oh. But I could, like, if I put the paper to like a window or something, I could see through it, like computer paper.
Yeah. So I have
So,
a glass top table. I can put a lamp under it and I can see through it.
so would it be fine if I like did the, I guess, I don't know, the side flats and then did the holes on regular paper?
Yeah, that's fine, as long as you can see it. My question, I just dropped my pencil. What's the side flat? What were you describing when you said side flat?
Like when you like flip it, like you use the one on the tracing paper and then you
Okay,
like fold it and then you do the other side.
yeah, that's tracing paper.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so here's my, I'm not going to do this sleeve. I'm just doing the bodice. Okay, did I get everything? No. So we have so anybody know when we're going to get out of stay at home? Is it May 15th?
I thought I heard that it's not until the end of June that quarantine ends. Well, possibly, because they keep extending it, but I could be wrong.
Oh,
I
Okay.
hope not.
that sleeve, I'm going to pivot it. So I just pulled it and I pivoted it close. Okay, I'm going to go back because I kind of lost it where it went. I pivoted it right there. I should have just done it that much. Just so I could get it in my picture. So it's the same sleeve, just pivoted. Okay, now I go back, flip it. So I can have one sleeve out and 3 sleeves pivoted and down close to the body, because the goal is the one sleeve out shows me the depth of the armhole, and the one sleeve down shows me the length in relationship to the hem. Okay. If you make this really long, it's going to be a little harder to match it up. It stays on it most of the way, but it's a little off right here, but it's matching it there. Okay, there it's better. Okay, so now I'm going to trace this side. I forgot to draw that seam. So this one will have the sleeve where I originally drew it. But both sleeves will be symmetrical because I used the same sleeve. Okay. That's where my zipper ended. That's where my pocket goes. And now I'm going to show so I missed that one seam. So I'm going to flip it over, get that seam so they're symmetrical. And inside here, it will look like either gray marker or the diagonal lines. Now I have to think about, will that seam show here? Will I see it here? So I have to think about it. Do you think it will show? So if it's coming this direction, it might show right here. So I'm going to erase that line and just show it right there, because I'm looking at this thinking it's going to go here and come in. So I can come back, draw it here, flip it over, and draw it here. Looking to see that these are symmetrical and they look like the same shape. They look pretty symmetrical. Okay, make sure my seams go to the edge, that I don't have any big holes like here. So I gave that a little wrinkle. That's going to meet the corner. Okay. So now I look at my design. The only thing I'm missing is that zipper, which was there. I just didn't trace it. So I'm putting it there now and getting it symmetrical. And then I'll draw all those little, it's an exposed zipper. So it takes a little while. So I'm going to decide this will have an opening here and here. So I might see the hem about there. So I'll just put that same little diagonal. And then I have to decide, did I want top stitching on it? I didn't show it on this one. So I think I'm gonna just leave it like that. Okay, so then I have one arm down, one arm out. I can see the sleeve length and I can see it out. So now when I do the back view, I can either stagger it, make one side a little higher. I can move it closer to the body so that I save some space. Maybe I want to put a heading or something, or I could make it completely parallel to that one. I think I'm going to stagger it a little bit. If I make it this close, some of the garment's going to disappear behind the other garment. It works as long as there isn't some new detail. Like if I can see this sleeve, I know the other side has one. But if it has some new detail on that sleeve, I can't hide some of it. So you have to make a decision by how much needs to show. Okay, so I see the top. I see the seam. It had top stitching. Okay, so if it had top stitching there, I need to see it over here. So I have to go back and fix that. So I pulled it over so it looks like it's a little different. Okay, and that meets it. And I had top stitching here. And I had ribbing here. So I flip this over and do the other side. Match up the HPS, match up the access line. Now I'm going to look at my design. Did I miss anything? Now, this isn't looking the same width. So what did I do different? Why does that look so different? Yeah, it looks different. Why does it look so different? Looking at my picture, I had that seam, and I didn't draw it in here. It had a seam right here. Oh, I did draw it right here. I just didn't draw it on my design. Okay, so that seam has to come around on this one. So here it is. So I'm going to decide it's going to end right in that panel. It's going to end. Okay, so now I have to put it. So a lot of times you'll design something and it'll be made the first sample. And then the production manager starts looking at your sample and says, that's going to cost too much money. Take that off, do this, do that. And pretty soon he's butchered your design. And then you've got to decide, how can I make that look and save money? So a lot of designs change as they get into production. Okay, so why does this one, okay, it matches. So when I go over here, it doesn't match. So what did I do wrong? I made it a little too big, and it should be right there. So somehow it just got a little too big. I don't know how that happened. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna flip it. See all the little intricacies. Access line, HPS. I see a little bit of it here, and a little bit of it there, and a little bit of it there. Okay.
Why did you overlap it?
Why did I overlap when I flipped it?
The front and the back.
Oh, why? I just wanted to show you another alternative.
Oh.
So, like say I needed the space to make my description. So that's one reason. You just have to be sure if you're going to do that, that you don't have some important detail that's going to be missing. Okay, so I can see that sleeve right there. Okay. So far. Now they look symmetrical, and I didn't get that little seam. Now I have that little seam. Okay, so that little detail is right here. Try to make them look the same. Okay, very good. Okay, so now the construction detail. So what can you guys know any construction detail words? How would you describe this garment? What would you call it if you were looking at it?
A hoodie.
Okay, it's a hoodie. What else is different about it?
The sleeves. What do you call that sleeve?
Raglan sleeve. When it's sewn to the neck, to the armpit, it's a raglan sleeve. So what do you call this?
That's I don't know.
It's called a ribbed. So all those little lines mean ribbed, and it's a cuff. Ribbed cuff. So I called this, what would you call this opening?
Zipper?
What kind of zipper? What kind of zipper do you see the
I
tape?
don't know. It's chunky.
Called an exposed zipper, because I can see the tape.
Exposed. Okay, because you can see it.
Zip. front. So I could say ring pull tab on the zipper. Okay, I could say back. So this is going to be like loose. So I'm going to call it, I don't know what you call it, back yoke. Maybe it's called a flange. I don't really know. I might have to look that up. Okay, it has side slits. And I think I got everything. The hoodie has princess seams and top stitching.
What would you call the back? That like the middle part of the back, isn't that called something?
I called it a yoke flange. It probably has another name, but I can't think of it right now.
Are you going to talk about the pockets?
Oh yeah, so the side seam pocket. So I should make it thicker right here so you can see where you open it. Side seam pocket.
Should you also say like that there's a patch on the on the elbow?
Oh yeah, I forgot that, and I forgot to top stitch it. Very observant. Okay, so patched.
You said something about the hood already, right?
Yeah, I just said hoodie. I didn't say anything else.
Okay.
What I was going to do is make this little piece right here. I didn't draw the little lines that I drew, but this is going to be a different fabric. So I could say hoodie inset made of 3D, I don't know, plastic. Sounds gross. But this is going to be an inset in here of a different fabric. And maybe I'll change my mind as I start searching for fabrics. I might make this inset something different. So I was going to make just the sleeves cheetah. So where I wrote sleeve raglan sleeve, I'm going to write sheer raglan sleeve. But it's not only going to be cheetah, it's going to be sheer. So these are going to be lightweight sheer fabric. Just the sleeves. Yeah. Yeah, that'll be cool. Okay.
Would you also say something about the collar having this? Oh wait, does that not have a stand in it? It doesn't. Never mind.
No,
That was something else.
here.
That's the other jacket.
Yeah, you could call that a collar stand. I mean, it's similar to a collar stand. I made it out of something stiff, so it's going to stand up. So maybe I'll make it out of, well, now that Mr. Conte said that pleather was not sustainable, I doubt that 3D plastic is sustainable either. All those 3D machines are making unsustainable objects. So I was just thinking this would stand up and then the hoodie'd be out of lightweight fabric. So right now I'm thinking the body might be a jersey, a cotton jersey, like t-shirt fabric, only a little heavier. And then this will be sheer. So the sheer might be a mesh, a real fine mesh with a cheetah print that I've got to design. I'm going to design that cheetah print. And then the body's jersey cotton, the shirt sheer mesh, and the neck inset is made of the 3D plastic or pleather. I don't know what else it'll be. Hoodie inset, neck inset. I'll just erase that. Okay. So you can see how my line is coming along. So now I have my collection created from Jack's mood board. So I have torn, I didn't write that in there, did I? Decorative tab. I didn't write torn. Engineered. Torn cutouts. So I would have to like make this bigger so I get those words in. Okay, so I have torn engineered cutouts. I have a screen printed patch that has the claws on it. So that's called an applique. So I have an applique and I have cutouts. Applique and cutouts. Those are my design features. My cargo pant is pretty utilitarian. I don't think I wrote a description. Oh yeah, I did. Wait a minute. That was for the pants. This was not for the jacket. Duh. I got to make the other one for the jacket. What was I thinking? Okay, so my jacket is double-breasted. What else would you say? It has princess seams. It has drop shoulder. Drop shoulder, cuffed sleeve with cutouts, raw edge, back yoke, inverted pleat. So when those pleats point towards each other, they're called inverted pleat. And that patch applique. That's enough. Okay, so I've got my top, I've got my bottoms, I've got my jacket, I've got my second pant, and then where did I put the jacket? The tunic, and I got the tunic. So I have a collection here. Now I got to go find color. I have to find fabric. I have to find, what else do I have to find? Color, fabric. I can create a logo. I have a lot of little details to do. Okay, any questions? So the rest of the class is going to be lab, and I'm going to help you guys one-on-one. So if you're working on this project and you need some advice or some critique, just tell me and I'll make a list and we'll take turns. Does that make sense? Any questions?
No, you're good.
Good? Okay. So, yeah, I've been throwing a lot at you and there's a lot to do. So I want you to start working and communicating with me how it's going. Is anybody behind or feeling stressed out? Are you feeling good about the path and the pace you're keeping?
I was stressed out about the shoe wheel, but I'm almost done with it.
Oh, you had a question about it?
No, I think I figured it out.
Oh, because I made this as a template.
I just moved the paper around when I'm making the shoe. I think it makes it easier, but I
Put
don't.
it on the assignment sheet.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll put that on.
You already uploaded that?
No, I haven't done it yet. I just pulled it out.
Oh, please upload.
Yeah. Okay, so my thing is already on. So now we can see your app. PixArt, make awesome. Well, you have to create an account. Create an account. Hi there, enter your email. Okay, which email do I want to use? Okay. I use my home one. Now secure it with a password. Minimum 6 characters. Okay, you guys, what should
You know
I?
you're on the screen.
I know. I just moved. Gonna think of something really unique. Anybody psychic and can guess? Let's pick a username. Okay, complete. I gotta write it down or I'm gonna forget. And this is PixArt. Where do you guys store all your passwords?
I only use 2 for everything.
Oh, it says that I have to do
Why are you now?
it says it's $8.99 a month. You pay $8.99 a month?
No, you could put it's the free. Like, no, it should be one that's free.
Oh. Oh, this
That
is
one. That one says $8.99.
let's go back and see. Not yet.
Yeah, PixArt.
The wrong one.
Oh, you click the free trial. No, you just click back. Click the X at the top.
Okay.
So when you go onto the app,
Yeah.
it's a pop-up that they have that's like automatically. Now click the X in the left top corner. Yep. Click the X. Yep, now you can use it, I think. Yep. And the way you use it is like you could hold on.
That's cool.
Yeah, you could make almost anything. It's really ridiculous. And how you were saying to like pick a pattern and change the color.
Yeah.
This app could do that automatic. Like you could change you could pick something and you could change the colors of them. Like you could pick anything and like change the colors differently with like the wands they have.
Okay, so those were my mixes, and these are all the different things I can use.
Yeah.
Oh, this is fun.
Yeah.
This one kind of looks like my claw marks.
And they have like ones like people that like do crazy things and they like show you piece by piece how they did it.
Oh, this one's kind of cool. So these are all pieces that other people have made?
Let me see. Wait, hold on. Yeah, so you could, if you click the add button, you could take a picture that's in your phone.
Oh, and add it?
And add it, and then you could edit it using all these things.
And they have lots of photos. See all.
Yeah, they have photos, but they have these ones like when you're editing that like are like crazy. Like they have different like effects to them. Like it could turn your picture into making it look like a cartoon. It could like change the texture, the colors.
So a lot of things to explore. Never.
Mm-hmm. And this one is easy to collage because like say if you just want to like collage stuff, like you could just keep on adding layer onto layer onto layer.
Cool. Okay.
What app is that called?
It's called PixArt. PICSART. I'll go back to where it was.
It's for like mood boards and editing photos and stuff.
Yeah.
So that's what it looks like right there. Sound good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you're gonna use this time to work on your presentation, and I will help you if you need help.
Okay.
So I will be scanning the rest of these. They're already on the module, but I'll add these to it. So I did this one, I added that one. This is the same. So these are the new ones that I will add. So I'm pretty sure if I go to my board, yeah, I'll move this over. So I'm pretty sure it's in modules. Am I sharing my screen? Are you seeing my, maybe I'm not sharing it. No, you're still seeing me. Okay, share my screen. Share. Okay, so now you can see my module. I'm pretty sure I put down there in the third week. Why does that thing always disappear when I'm trying to get my arrow on it? Okay. Here it is, creating a technical flat presentation. So I'm trying to describe to you how to do it. So I wrote down all the steps I took, and then I showed an example of the cargo pant. When you click on it, there it is. There's the cargo plant. So that way you can go through these and just see what to do. So repeat the steps for each garment. So there's the tunic. Conserve your tracing paper by using more than one garment. So there I am using more than one garment. Oh, now make a grid lightly with pencil. So I did that on my bond paper. Computer paper, if that's all you have. Transfer your half tracings to the bond paper. So here it is lined up and not crooked. And flip each side to complete an entire front. So let's see, an entire front. Yeah, I flipped it and got the entire front. So now I'll add to this module the ones that I finished today. And this will slowly show you the whole presentation. So I think that was the first one. So there's nothing previous. So then it goes to the next one, creating the flat template from measurements. So I think I already showed you this. Did I show it? Yeah, I did, didn't I? So you can see both of them that I made. And then I go to next. And those are all the little websites. And I'm going to add the PixArt that you suggested. And I wrote notes. I'm going to add 2 more things to it. I wrote the notes on one of these things I was drawing on. Well, I don't know where I wrote it, but I know I'm going to add more links. Oh, the logo maker. And someone said Canva. Yeah, I'm going to add that to this today. And that's so far all I've put up there for week 3. Okay, so I'll stop sharing and go back. And you guys can work on your projects, and I'm here if you have questions. So I'm going to put the shoe template on the module 2. Does anybody feel overwhelmed? So I guess that's a good sign.
No, I worked on a lot of pieces last night. Like I was like, cause I knew the due dates were Monday. I don't know why I wait until last minute to like finish everything, but
I didn't go to bed till like 12:30, and I could see a ton of you were on adding stuff. So you're not alone. It's hard to get used to it all. But you get the pace going, you get used to it. I think because I have a few more minutes, I'm going to create a fabric swatch. So I'm going to, I think I'll make my swatch about 3 by 3. That way, if I need to cut it down, I can. So I'm going to look up, I'm going to use the internet to help me find a cheetah print. See if I get inspired by looking at other people's art. Cheetah print. I think I spelled it wrong. There. Cheetah print. Images. Okay, so it's cool. Look at the cheetah. Maybe I'll just put a little cheetah in my. He's looking more like a dog or a bear. It's not looking like a cheetah.
Miss Rad,
Yeah.
when we make our template,
Yeah.
should we make all of those extra arms, or do we just need to have 2 on or 1 on each side?
I would just make it like the one that I did, just one, just the half. You don't need
Okay.
arms because I
Okay.
put arms when I create it.
Okay.
My cheetah doesn't look scary. I like this one. My cheetah looks like a bug. Doesn't look like a scary cheetah. It's too complicated. I don't know if I want all that complication. Okay, now I'm going to look for a floral. A floral, go, images, allow. So immediately get the ugliest flowers on earth. Ooh, that's kind of cool though, all rainbowy. Okay, I didn't ask for that. Floral sketches. Images. Clip art, floral clip art. Kind of cool. Peonies, irises. I kind of like this little line drawing. So I don't know if I want to put a face in it, but I kind of like. So if you make your print go one direction, then it's more costly when you make clothing because it all has to go that same direction. So it might waste fabric. So if you make a print that you can turn it any direction, it still works, then it's not as costly. So if you have leaves that go the other direction and flowers that go the other direction, you could turn your fabric any way and you still see a few right side up. So that can make it more affordable because it won't waste fabric. So I mixed floral and I put a little cheetah in there. Maybe I'll put a little print on him. He looks like a cat, kind of. So now I've got flower going that way, leaves going that way, a leaf going that way. Now I got a nice little print. I could go back to the mood board and get some ideas. That would work too. Okay, so now I have my print. So I have to repeat it 3 times. So that can be time consuming to repeat it that many times. So there is a thing called a light box, which makes it a little quicker. I'm going to go get it. I have about 7 light boxes in my closet at the school. But luckily, I have one here at the house. So now I can just trace away my print design. So I could do it in ink instead of, nobody has ink yet, right?
I do. I have those markers.
Oh, you bought them?
I bought them at a flea market like about a year or two ago.
That's cool.
Are you talking about the Micron pens?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got them.
So I just creating this design 3 times. So right now PixArt looks pretty good because I wouldn't have to keep repeating it, but this is the old-fashioned way. So I mixed a little baby cheetah with a floral. And now I will have it. Or I could Xerox it. I could just make a copy. That would probably be a lot quicker if you have a copy machine. So that's my original, that's my copy. And here is my third one. Oh, even though I have the leaves going both directions, I've got the the little kitty going one direction. So if I wanted to make it a two-way print, I would have to show that little kitten both ways, one going up and one going down. So I could come in here and add one going the other way. So I have one here. I could have it hiding in the bushes going the other way. And then I have a two-way print. Yeah. So now I have it going both directions. And I could put it okay, now I have it going both directions. I could put it here too. So now I've created my complicated print. So I'm going to use colored pencils. I could use markers if I had them. I do have markers. I should time myself how long it takes to do one manually and how long it takes to do one digitally. Okay, we need to take a break. It's 9:14. So we're going to take a break till 9. What did I say? 25 minutes? $9:40. So take a break, go have breakfast, stretch, move your neck around, and I'll see you back at 9:40.
And quick question. In a brand board, you wanted us to have the like the price of the garment, like you want us to put it on like the price. Do you want us to put it on the brand board? Like,
Yeah, I want you to research your brand, what they're selling pants for and tops and jackets.
where do we put that information? Are we gonna have like, so is this gonna be like a PowerPoint? You want us to do it like that?
You can make it like a PowerPoint, or you can make it the old fashioned way on a board and then just photograph it. Either way. I think it's easier to just do it digitally.
I know. Do you want us to make it like slides? Like, so for instance,
Yeah.
or
You can,
do you want it just like one thing where I just had a whole, like all this information on like one thing, like an image, like,
either one, either way you want to present it. It's up to you. So if you want to make it one, you can, or you can make it slides.
yeah, because I'm thinking like it'll look really weird with like the like putting the price points and all of that is gonna just look like a jumble mess.
Yeah, you could, like, maybe you want to make some of it visual and it's really pretty, and then make the price points a separate page.
Okay.
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 Color palette, fabric, the fabric used. And it needs to be 5 items, correct?
Right. So the description is in the assignment sheet under assignments.
So for my brand,
Yeah.
the materials they use are like the fabric. A lot of their stuff isn't, I don't think it's fabric. Well, it probably is. I'll look it up and see what it is, because
What do you think it is?
he has one coat that I believe is just like plastic flowers.
Yeah.
So I would say plastic.
Okay.
Yeah, he got a coat. I'm gonna try to reproduce it. I'm gonna see if I could make it like in real life.
Okay.
But yeah, it's just flowers, like plastic flowers.
What's the name of the company?
Masciano. That's why I like them, because they do a lot of stupid stuff, like just weird, funky pieces. That's like when I do start designing, that's kind of like gonna be my thing. I don't want to really make clothes like realistic clothes. I want to make like clothes people probably won't wear, but if you wear it, you're probably going to somewhere where you would need to wear something like that.
Is it Moschino?
Mm-hmm.
So cool.
Yeah, their spring collection was really like funky.
They have a bag that looks like a painter's easel. It's like a palette. Like a painter's palette.
Yeah, I love their bags and Betsy Johnson. They both get me on my bags. I got a lot of Betsy Johnsons.
Oh, look at
But
the words.
yeah, they do like, he has a dress that's literally like, it's made, but the roll of fabric is still on it. Like it looks like, so the model is like holding the rest of the roll of fabric.
Oh, that's funny.
So and I like their whole thing is like to make just outlandish stuff. Like that's their whole point, is to make stuff that's just like really out there.
So I just looked at the hippie chic. Let's see.
I want to see.
You want to see?
Uh-huh.
Let's see. I was.
Hippie chic.
Oh, you want to see?
Oh, you're on their website. That would have been smart. That's what I should have done. Okay. Because I just was looking at their runway clothes.
I had their perfume. It was really good. It smelled really good.
Yeah, their stuff is so expensive. They're like their clothes.
I got it at TJ Maxx for $20.
The
Yeah,
hippie chic.
yeah.
Paisley. Hippie chick. How funny.
The girl that does my hair found a belt from Moschino at a Goodwill in LA.
Yeah. I got like 2 things from them. I have a bag that a boyfriend bought and a stupid t-shirt that I love.
But the clothes, even though it's expensive, it feels so comfortable like when you put it on.
Yeah, I like my t-shirt. I only wear it like once in a blue moon. It's like the one that says I didn't have anything to wear, so I just wore my designer t-shirt, and it's like oversized. Yeah, I got it on eBay for a lot less than what they were charging in the store.
If you go to the thrift stores during the week, especially like the outlet, you'd probably find some stuff of Moschino.
I only like I don't like their regular clothes. Like they're like the stuff you could buy online. Like I don't like that stuff. I only like their runway stuff and their bags. Like I like all their vintage stuff. It's like, oh, it's so stupid. Like I like all their dumb clothes. Like the stuff that's like real stupid. Like they had one that was like a life preserver dress. Like I just like that stuff. Like the weird funky stuff they wear, but I don't really care for their like everyday clothes. I don't really like it. I don't get it. Like, why are you spending all this money for like this regular stuff?
Usually it's comfortable and it lasts like a while. I like the brand Vince Camuto. Their shirts are really comfortable. But I usually just find their shirts at Goodwill.
Yeah, like yeah, I do not like it's so weird. Like how do they come up with like their runway stuff and then for like their everyday clothes it has like no correlation?
extra money.
Like it just looks like their runway stuff is so unique, and then you go into their store and it looks like Marshalls or like. So I only like that. So I don't like their actual clothes. I only like their runway stuff. But for price points, because they don't have anything, like I'm looking on this and I don't even see anything from their runway collection even on here, but on the first page.
Have they have they had the runway collection recently?
Yeah. Like they don't have any of them. Like
Usually their runway stuff is like one of a kind and pieces, and like I guess you can rent them.
are like thousands of dollars. Yeah, and I know they're like expensive, but I'm like, okay, yeah. Their dress, one of their dresses that has like the pattern of the runway one is like $1,000, $1,730. Yeah. I love their bags. Betsy Johnson has really stupid and fun bags too. I love her bags too.
She's based out of New York, isn't she?
Yeah, but she is primarily online. Most of her stuff is just like
Check a Goodwill in that area because a lot of designers donate to Goodwill. There's some
yeah. I got like a lot of vintage Betsy Johnson from here when I was but nothing's open, so
it's true.
Goodwill's going to have to go online.
Yeah. You should
Ew.
just rather surprise how much brand new clothes you find there. I found brand new clothes.
That's literally my whole business is Goodwill. And
I'll Google, like I search the brand and it'll be like $100, $200.
okay, I don't know what I clicked. Oh, coats and jackets. Oh, these are okay. So now they got cooler stuff over here. Maybe they have a runway look. Okay. So
Oops.
Miss Rad, I wanted you to look at the first part of my template for my shirt. So this was my original sketch. See the shirt? And then this is what I did.
Oh, I'm looking at the wrong one. Hold on.
Okay.
I did the wrong video. Where are you?
Yeah, this should be like a white screen.
Yeah, I see it. I pinned the wrong one. Okay. There's your first sketch.
Yeah, with this shirt. What
Okay.
are these sleeves called? Bellow sleeves?
A bell sleeve.
A
It's-
bell sleeve. Okay,
yeah.
like bell bottoms, but okay, bell sleeve. Okay, that makes sense. And
Okay.
then this is when I drew it out, and it honestly, it looks really ugly.
So where's your template? Let me see your template. Okay, so put that flat on top of it. Let me see.
I mean, it's not see-through. I can, here,
Okay.
I'll just rip this out. There's a sketch of another woman on the other side, so I apologize if you can kind of see her.
Okay, so you're gonna have your shoulders.
Oh
Okay,
my God, that's weird. One shoulder's like, they're so different. Oh,
Well, you just pulled it off the shoulder a little.
that's why it looks weird.
Yeah.
Okay. I need to add more shoulder to it.
Yeah, because my next question was gonna be, are you trying to make a peekaboo shoulder? So the shoulder.
I know, that's why I was like, why does it look so weird? I
Now-
must have not
Now,
even.
when you make a sleeve. I'm gonna draw a picture so you can see. Okay, when you draw the pattern piece, where's my picture? So you have, are you gonna have a collar or is it just a round neck?
It's round.
Okay.
Like this. I guess it's like a really deep. It doesn't really have a collar.
Okay.
You see, like in the beginning of the shirt, like it's connected from the ties.
Okay, let me see the, okay, so it goes right under the bust.
Yeah, just about. It's a little lower.
So can you see what I'm drawing?
Yeah.
So you want to have, okay, so you have like a bow. And then it crisscrosses.
Yeah.
And it goes all the way to the end in a V.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you can see how it crisscrosses. And it kind of ended about here. Okay, so you see this seam? You want to make it, because it's a separate pattern piece.
Okay.
Pattern piece looks like this. And then your pattern piece looks like that. And it sews together.
Do we have to draw out the pattern pieces?
No, no.
No. Okay. I'm just curious. I was just wondering.
So you're just missing this set-in sleeve seam. And you could put a little movement on that bell sleeve.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if I was I had to or not because it was supposed to be laying down flat.
That's true, except it's on the bias, so it's probably going to swing a little, even
Okay.
if it's laying flat.
Yeah.
Maybe I have one I could lay flat and you could see it. Let me see if I can go find one. I might have one. one I was looking for. I couldn't find, but I found another one. So when I put this sleeve flat, even though it's laying flat, I can still see the movement. Wait, you can't see it. Oh, you're not on, I'm not on you. Hold on.
Eh.
Okay, I was looking at yours, not mine.
Yeah, I can see it still moves.
Yeah,
I think it also has to do with, it depends on what fabric you want to use too.
right. How stiff it is or how soft it is.
Yeah.
So this one is a, what would I call this? A Georgette. So it's a little softer. And I can see it fuller. So it still gives a little bit of flair if it has any kind of bias to it.
Is
It
that kind of chiffon?
It's like chiffon. I call it Georgette because it's a little rougher than
Okay.
chiffon would be lighter. This is light, but it has a little bit of texture to it.
Yeah.
So I was looking for a different one, but I couldn't find it. I have one
Yeah.
that's heavier.
Okay. I'll put some movement in it. It'll make it look a lot nicer anyway.
Yeah, I don't know where that other one is. Maybe I'll find it by tomorrow.
Yeah, I love bell sleeves and like bell bottoms. They're my favorite. They're so pretty.
You'll learn that in pattern making.
Yeah. I can't wait to learn how to make corsets too.
I wonder how they're doing. Do you know anyone that's teaching pattern making? Have you spoke to them how it's going online?
You know, I think Miss Marva's teaching it. I don't know Marva's last name. She teaches it at night. And she's been doing it all on posters, putting up the different patterns and showing how you manipulate them. And it's been going okay. Yeah, I was thinking that was going to be hard, but she's pulling it off. Yeah, it's mostly just figuring out how to get the camera angle to see everything you're doing. And then it's teachable. And then it's the beauty of it is you can watch it over and over again. Is that a question?
Hey, Miss Rad, could you please check out my template?
Yes. Let's see.
This is the front. I haven't done the back yet.
Okay, let's see. That's the front. Okay, see how it's going up the neck? Did you want it to have a high neck?
Oh, I think I did make it too long. So it needs to be a little shorter, huh?
Well, I'm just trying to figure out where your neckline starts. So show me your template again. Okay, so let me look at your design. Okay, so let me show you mine. Okay. This is the part that I'm not sure what you're trying to create.
Yeah, the neck.
Do you see on mine where the neck curves right here? As it goes around the neck, it curves right there.
Yeah.
Okay, so when I'm looking at yours, I'm not sure what it's doing. Is it going, it looks like it's going straight across. Did you want it?
It is, yeah.
So you want it high on the neck? Or do you want it right around the neck?
I think I want it right below the collarbone.
Okay, so if I can get this on.
Because it's already so revealing.
Okay, so can you see my sketch?
Yeah.
Okay, so do you want it right here? And then this would be the back. So that's a jewel neck.
What?
It's called jewel neck. That's what it's called.
Oh, cool.
Round neck is called
Okay.
neck. Does that make sense? So you show the back a little higher and then the front dips down a little. So if you had a dress form, which I have one I could bring in here, you can see what I'm talking about. I'll go get it. It'll just take me a few minutes to bring it in here.
Okay. Okay, Miss Rad, I fixed it. I think it looks a lot better now.
Okay, let's see.
Let me do a little bit. Because I mean, I guess when I drew it out, I made it closer together, but when it's on, it's gonna be a lot farther apart.
So let me see your template again. Okay, so you need to put a little curve on that neck.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So.
That looks better already.
Yeah.
And then I'll just put in where the stitchings are.
Okay. So here's the dress form. So you can see the curve.
Uh-huh.
Great. I think you fixed it now.
Yeah.
Doing this, and that will hurt.
It was.
Yeah. So from the side, you can see the back is higher than the front. So that's why you should be able to see the back when you sketch the front, like the picture.
Okay.
So you can see the picture, the back is higher. That makes sense? Okay, cool.
Cool. Thank you. So would you say it's good now, and I could just finish doing the stitchings and then it's finished?
Okay, hold on, I'm gonna get to it. I've got to
Okay.
put it out of speaker view.
Yeah, I've just been kind of struggling with this part of the project, so I just want to make sure I understand it and I'm doing it right.
See. It just looks like, oh, you know what? I think it's because the paper's kind of turned. Is it laying flat?
No, here.
Are both shoulder seams the same length?
They should be.
Okay, just double check them.
You look a little off. Okay.
Yeah, it looks like one side is smaller than the other. I would just double check it with a ruler.
Oh, yeah, I see that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
I told you I have an eagle eye.
Yeah.
One of my first jobs was working for a lady that was like the Devil Wears Prada. Everybody was scared of her because she had what they called a big pencil. When she'd go into a showroom, she could buy a lot because she had a lot of stores that depended on her decisions of what to buy. So when I went to illustrate for her, she decided I was too nice and too sweet and too naive, and that I needed to get tougher. So she would send me into these showrooms and tell them I only had 5 minutes and they had to show me what to sketch, and I had to be out of there or my boss would hear about it. So she didn't care what they were doing, who they had for a customer. I had to make it clear they had to wait on me in 5 minutes. And it was so embarrassing. And they would all just jump because they didn't want to lose her big pencil that she could buy at their showroom.
I like people like that. I like bosses like that. They like, I don't know, we tend to like get along very easily.
It was just stressful, I thought. But
I had a boss like that, and everybody was like terrified of her, and I just thought she was so cool. And I just like working with her, like I would even get like nervous sometimes, but then I just started like talking with her because I don't know, I've realized that like when you get into like big positions, it's like good to have like a good sense of like thirdness to yourself, and to be able to be like not like a asshole, but more like just a strong personality. Like I don't know,
Yeah.
people with strong personalities get really far. So
Well, you
I
get
just
that. So she
yeah.
told me I had to be back in 5 minutes or I would get in trouble.
I love stuff like that. I don't know, I'm so weird, but like I had a boss like that, at a bridal store, and everyone hated her, and I just thought she was the coolest person ever. It just made me want to do, like, I don't know, I like people that's passionate, because it made me want to do my work. Like, I could be lazy, but when she was there, I didn't have a choice but not to be lazy. Like, I couldn't be lazy. So I enjoyed it. She didn't know people were scared of her, though, which was funny. But yeah, I like that.
I feel like the people that are usually scared of the boss are usually the people that don't do their work
Yeah.
and fool around.
Yep. I love people because I like working hard, and I hate lazy people. It aggravates me.
Oh, definitely.
Even when I used to teach, like, I love the principals that were like super strict, because it was like they just ciphered out the lazy people.
Tell them the story about the little girl and the boy that you told me last time in class.
Oh, they were so cute. Like, oh, I had two students, well, yeah, that was getting in an argument, and this was like it was kindergarten, and I just started teaching, and the little boy was like distraught and like so upset because one of the little girls told him that she was gonna take her head off and throw it at him.
Oh gosh.
And he was so hurt, and I just was like dying, and we were just like trying to stay professional, but it was so hard because they were so serious, and the little girl was like, it's my head, I could throw it if I want. I was just like, it's not even possible, but this little boy was so distraught over it, and we all just sitting there and trying to be like professional, and it's just impossible because, yeah, I love little people because they do stuff like that all the time. And everything they do is so like serious. Yeah, I like the adolescents because then in like kindergarten, and I taught second grade, they'll be like, Miss, such and such said a bad word, and it's like, shut up. Or like stupid, and I'm like, yep, that's a bad word, can't say those things. All right, I finally finished my shoe wheel.
Yay.
They're not like fancy exciting shoes, but they're shoes nonetheless.
Mine came out really bad. I think that was the project I struggled with the most.
Yeah.
Was the shoes. Yeah, that's the hardest one for me.
So you can use that template.
3/4 angle shoes was so hard. It just kept looking like a really odd side.
When I get that template up there on the assignment, you can if you need to touch it up.
Yeah, I probably will because, I only did 6 viewpoints. I couldn't figure out what the 7th one was.
Oh,
Because I knew that there was the 2 sides, the front, the back, and then the
All the
3/4.
corners.
And then I did both 3/4, but then I couldn't figure out what the 7th one was.
It's
the 3/4 front and back. I mean, side and left side and right side. And I left one side. So that's why it became 7 instead of 8.
Because it was the left what?
The left 3/4 view. I left that one. The right 3/4 view. I left that one out. So it was
Oh, okay.
sides.
Because I did a left and a right 3/4 view.
on the back and the front and the front?
Let me show you. It's really embarrassing. Like, I don't want the class to see, but it's okay. It's so ugly. Like, I really hated them. I was just like, better to turn in something than nothing. Like, there's some days I just want to only do one project, but it's just not always possible. Like, I would work on that project all day just to try and get it right, and it still might not be good. Let me see. Where is it?
Huh? Me?
Okay, here it is. So my side left actually came out okay. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I wanted to start drawing the Jester shoe, and I was like, what am I doing? I have to look at a shoe in person.
The
And
brand.
then it kind of cut off, but so I had the front, the left, third, fourth, 3/4 view, the left side, the back, the right side, the right side, fourth view.
You did it the exact opposite directions that I did it. I did them all pointing outside of the circle, And
Oh, really?
and inside the circle.
Oh.
Okay, so you're missing the back going to the left corner.
Okay.
See, like it's a circle at the top left corner. You're missing that back view that turns towards the top left corner.
Okay, so I'm missing the back left 3/4.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that the only one?
You're mixing the back right corner too. You don't have it turning that direction. You have it turning sideways, but you don't have it turning towards the back 3/4.
Yeah. So I need the back left 3/4 and then
So if you
And
had
front
an arrow from the center pointing out, you would see that you're missing the left and right corners, the left and right top corners. So I could draw.
What?
Let me find the template. I have it somewhere here. Where I put it.
Real quick, is this considered a walking pose or a fashion pose?
Let me see. Hold on. I have to put it back in gallery view.
Is this one a walking or a fashion one?
Okay, I'm going to make it bigger. That's a walking 3/4.
That's like the S one.
Yeah,
I don't
it's
know if this is better.
3/4 too.
So this is walking? Okay. Cool. So I did 1, 2, 3. Okay.
I'm still looking, Jewel.
Okay.
I don't know where I put it. It's very easy to get buried in papers. Ah, found it. Okay. Can you see the template?
It's a little cut off.
Okay, let me see if I can get it so I can see it. Okay, I'll pull it closer. So what you're missing is this one and that one. See, I drew the arrow easier. And so the only difference is yours were going this way. So those are the two missing.
Those are the two ones that I'm missing. Okay. Let me take a picture real quick.
I'll be scanning it and putting it on there.
Oh, okay. Those the two top ones.
Yeah, I put them I'm scanning them and putting them in the assignment sheet, so you can just look at them when you're submitting the assignment.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm putting them in the instructions. I'm learning more about how to use Canvas. So by the time we get done, it'll make more sense. So you should move your neck around, get it turning, hear it crackle. Do you guys have stiff necks?
I do. Just from, you know, just being like on the phone.
Oh, this
So
I call
I
it.
have a lot of what's it called? Like hobbies that just require you to look down. So I like making jewelry, I like knitting and crocheting, so it's all hard. I like reading.
Well, one of the things you can do is make everything eye level so you're not looking down. You can do that with your computer and with reading. So that eliminates half the stress on your neck. The only things that you can't get away with is the sewing machine and put it up super high. I don't know how to think that would.
My friend has a cool, like, she sews.
I didn't hear what you said.
Oh, I said my friend, she has a sewing machine that's like, she stands when she sews.
Oh, yeah.
So she doesn't look down, but you still have to look down though. But
How do you spell apocalypse? Guess I
yeah,
Google it.
yeah, she likes to like be active, so she like sews a lot.
Did you get the internship, Latoya?
They let us know May 2nd.
Oh, soon.
Yeah, can't wait. I hope I did. Yeah. I'm gonna be coming back to LA in a couple weeks anyway.
Light a candle for good luck.
Yeah. I feel good about it. I think I'm gonna get it. Like I feel like I should get it. It's like weird because it's gonna be like they're doing a part of it online, and then like the parts that you can't do online, they're gonna do like in the fall. But I really like, I don't know how they're gonna do the part where we like really did the like getting to know other people in the industry. Like I don't know how the networking part is gonna go because it's on like line now. So
This is going to be my logo.
The person you want to work for or work with?
yeah, so a part of it was that they with the academy go like you go into like studios and stuff and you'll like be working with like a team.
Uh-huh.
And you get to like network with that team and they have a whole bunch of events and stuff. But since it's on like they're gonna do it virtually, it's not gonna you're not gonna be able to meet with all the people like it would have been. So even if I don't get it, I'm still gonna be happy because then next year it won't be this and I could apply. And it'll probably be better. But either way, I'm gonna be really happy.
Yeah, I totally like bummed myself out because I didn't go to the meeting.
Yeah, definitely do it next year.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna definitely do it. Now that I mean, I kind of put my job first, and now that I'm laid off, I'm kind of like, fuck, I should just get a job, like, in what I want to do instead of, like, being there.
I know, I've been looking for a job. I have an interview for to be a administrative assistant.
For what?
For this company, it's like a it's actually weird. It's a like a virtual sexy company. but I don't care.
No.
I'm like, here, I'll do. They just the lady that runs it, that owns it, she's just not organized,
Yeah.
and she just needs someone to like keep her on top of like her meetings, keep her, you know, realize how much money everyone is making, and just kind of like keep her on her toes, like with all the stuff she has to do,
Yeah.
because she owns just like sexy adult like video company, and she lives in the middle of nowhere and like farms and lives off her like land. So she's like this super free spirit that has this like $1 million company. So
Dude, those are like the best places to work. Just be very careful with sexual, like if they try to assault you. But like
no, it's a woman that owns it,
oh yeah, even
which
better.
is really cool. But it's all virtual. Like I'm her virtual assistant. Like I don't have to go in anywhere. So
That works out good.
yeah. So I'm like, if I get it out, I can't wait. I hope I do.
Oh my god. I used to sell Viagra. I used to be like an assistant for this place. I used to sell Viagra pills, like black market.
Honestly, I'll do almost like I won't do the things, but I'll work for people that do almost, and like I don't know, unless you're like killing someone or doing something extremely crazy, like sure, I'll work for you. I don't mind it. Yep, because that's my goal, is just to be a free spirit and do the stuff I want to do and get paid to
Yeah.
just do like easy stuff. But I like being an administrative assistant because you could just do your task and be done. And that's what I like to do. I should just do what I'm supposed to and be off about my business. But yeah, I'm coming back to work on my truck. I'm gonna like video like diary the whole like steps of it.
Are the flea markets gonna open soon or no?
I doubt it. I haven't heard any word. I joined like the what is it? Melrose Trading Post has like an online thing I joined. Like they have like a thing where people can support the buyers, like the sellers there, and you can like put up stuff. So I've been like doing that, but I haven't heard of anyone opening. But my truck, it's like I was working on making it livable,
Uh-huh.
like secretly livable, like to a point where like everything is gonna be like concealed, but when I'm working it'll look like a store, but I could like flip stuff up and take stuff out and it'll look like a and then it'll be livable. And since we have all this time, and if I get this job, I could like work it and have like a few, I was gonna pay people to help me with it, but also work it myself. So I get to do both. So it'll be nice.
They're building low-income housing, and they're really nice.
Yeah.
Like, construction every day, and the area, it's like right by Beverly and Vermont.
Oh, cool.
You should apply. I think
I'll apply, but I really like my goal is just to like live in my like I've been looking. I have a friend that's gonna let me stay in their yard, like stay at their, basically like stay in my truck, but like I could shower and stuff at their house. So I don't know, I really like living in my truck. Like I got used to it. It's weird, but I know I love it.
Hey, whatever makes you happy.
I want my van because I don't want to waste a bunch of money on rent anymore.
It's like honest, it's the best thing. Like when I first
If you ever want to go anywhere, or if you ever want to go camping, you don't have to pack. You can just go.
Yeah, it's
It's been great.
So what kind of cars are you talking about?
I have a huge like truck that I have a basically it's like a mobile home, but it doesn't look like a mobile home.
Yeah.
It's I've turned it into a mobile store. So I like sell at the markets every Sunday. I used to do Saturday too, but I just do Sunday now. Well, I only was doing Sundays. And I was living in it also. So I yeah, it's like really whimsical. It has grass on the floor and like
But what kind of,
flowers.
is it like a huge truck, like a van?
Yeah, it's like 24 feet. Yeah, it's pretty big.
A mini motorhome?
Yeah, it is. And it's, yeah, when I first got here, I was staying in like off of like Melrose. And on the weekdays, I was like selling clothes outside, like on Melrose Avenue. And it was really nice to make money. I was making like, I was working every day, but I was making from like $300 to like $400 a day.
Wow, it's good.
Yeah. And it was just like when I first got there, it was nice to just go out and get to like learn the city and see what was going on. So I just like went out every day, went out to eat and just chilled and like enjoyed just not being stressed out. Like a lot of my friends was like, how did you do it? And I was like, it was so like no stress, you know?
That's nice.
Not have to worry.
What were you selling?
I sell vintage clothing. And now since I know how to sew, I upcycle.
That's fun.
Yeah. So I was painting. First I was just painting on clothes and like selling them, but now I could like turn stuff into different, like a lot of dresses I just turn into like cute little sexy 2-pieces.
How'd you find out about Trade Tech?
So my whole goal was to be a costumer, to like get into like film and get into the film industry. So while I was selling on Melrose, I just constantly told everyone what I wanted to do and just networked. So I met this girl that is a costumer now, and she went to LA Trade Tech. So she was like, yeah, like I had to, you know, brush up on my skills. And she, you know how like for a fashion house, you could test in as a seamstress?
Yeah.
And so she was basically like, go there so you could learn all this basic skills. She was like, yeah, just go there. The teachers are great and stuff. And she was just like, so I just went, honestly. It wasn't like a super big plan. She told me to go and I went. And yeah. So.
Miss Rad, I have a question. You know the ties that I have on my shirt and the sleeves? What is the correct term for that?
Let me change the thing so I can see it. Let's see. Video.
These.
Hold on. I'm getting it bigger. Okay, what is on the a lace up?
Yeah, what is this called?
Those are grommets or eyelets, and the crisscross is called a lace up.
So it would be a lace up grommet?
Well, grommet or eyelets are what those little circles are.
I want it to be an eyelet because that's the silver ones, right?
That's true. The grommets are just bigger, and the little ones are called eyelets.
Okay, so eyelet lace up.
Yeah, you don't have to say eyelet. Just say lace up. They'll understand.
Okay.
Because eyelet also means a type of fabric. They're an embroidered fabric called eyelet because they embroider the circles, but you just can say lace up.
Okay.
Now, is it tying at the top in a bow or a knot?
It's a bow.
You might want to put that in the call-out box so you can see it clear.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay.
Thank you.
Welcome. So do you like my logo? Does it look like tiger claws or cheetah claws?
That's cool.
Now I have a logo and my fabric.
Look at them. They're so cute. The little tigers.
Yeah, I put the little tigers in there.
They're so, or cheetahs. They look like babies.
They are babies. I took it from a baby picture on the.
So cute. Aw.
Looked up cheetah print and then I looked at the pictures and found a baby cheetah. So that's
Oh, I tried to paste it.
you trying to what?
Oh, I thought I was on mute.
Okay.
I was trying to see if I could share a picture, but I don't think you can. I can.
Her van is so cute. Someone painted like a whole mural on the outside.
Oh, really?
Pretty majestic. Yeah, I remember you showed me a picture of it. It's so pretty.
Yeah, it's like my baby. Yeah, when I first bought it, it was a police surveillance truck, so it just didn't have windows on it. So it almost, like, when I first got it, looked like, you know, a van that like people would take children and stuff. Like it was like a really little creepy van.
Oh, that's funny.
But then my friend painted it and did the mural, and it made it like a little less. Now people just wonder what the hell it is. They're like, what is this?
What kind of paint is it painted with?
Spray paint. Spray paint. I still am. I'm gonna coat it once I finish the inside. It's just becoming a pricey endeavor, what I'm trying to do.
Yeah.
But once I finish the inside, I'm gonna coat it. The girl, she's gonna come out and paint, like touch it up. Cause I like got in a few fender benders. So there's like, you can't notice it, but there's a couple scrapes from me learning how to drive it.
It's okay. I bought a new car and I have a scratch on it already.
Oh.
Trying to reverse my old car. I was reversing and I hit my other car. My old
Oh
car.
no.
The car.
Well, at least it didn't hit anyone, you know, like I always say, like, I'd rather mess my own stuff up than mess up somebody else's. So
Does it attract people when you go to the flea markets to go to your station, your area?
yeah, when it's like, I had days where like when I started school, like I think the first week it was like hard for me to get like a schedule. So the inside of my truck was like a hot mess. So I just set up on the outside, and I didn't make as much money as I normally do when people come in. I feel like when people come in, they spend more because they're like, oh, this is beautiful. It's just a change of environment, and people just buy way more when they're inside there. So
The market over on 3rd and Alameda, those little art district.
no.
Smallersburg or
I just did set ones. Like I did Art Rose Bowl. I used to do Melrose Trading Post until they started. Every week I did it, the price went up, and I just kind of was like, I'm not doing this.
Yeah.
Because like the first week I sold there, it was like $80, and the second time it was like $90, and then they were like, if I wanted it to be like a regular, which it should make it cheaper, brought it to like $150. So I was like, I'm good. But I did Pasadena and Silver Lake I used to do on Sundays. I mean on Saturdays. I used to do Silver Lake flea market. But yeah, when I first got here, that literally is how I lived. And Topanga. Topanga is such a cute one. That's like one of my favorites.
Is it a college?
Yeah, they have a market there and it's so nice. Like everyone there is like really sweet and they buy so much. So
What college?
Pierce?
Pierce?
it's Pierce, yeah.
Hmm.
But yeah, I would sell there. Yeah, Topanga is at Pierce College.
Oh,
And-
okay.
Yeah, and it's a really good market. And I met a lot of celebrities that way too.
I bet did you meet Lisa Bonet?
No, I met
I've
what is
seen
her
her in
name?
Topanga. She lives in Topanga.
What's her name? She's tall. She's like current too. Zoe.
Zoe Kravitz?
No, not Zoe Kravitz. What is her name?
Zoe, no?
What's the girl that was on the show when she was like a drug addict? It was like a teen show.
Amanda.
Oh, Zendaya?
Zendaya, yeah.
You met Zendaya? You're talking about Euphoria? I love that show.
Yeah. She's
Oh my
like
gosh.
super tall.
Is she?
Yeah, she's
She
like
looks like it.
extremely tall. She was like so tall and extremely skinny. I was like, wow.
Right?
I'm gonna just hand this one in as a fashion person. But yeah,
That's really
and I was
cool.
networking there too. That was also a good place to network at the markets for like people that are costumers or stylists. It was like the ideal place to network. But yeah, Ms. Rad, I'll send you pictures after class.
Okay, cool. Well, class is over. It was fun visiting.
All right, I'm about to hand in my work.
Cool.
That is due today because I just finished. I had such a hard time on the hands. You might tell me I need to do them over again, but I'm gonna hand them in.
Okay.
Ha ha ha. Okay.
Let me look.
Bye.
Don't go yet. I didn't see.
Oh, you want to see my hands? Oh God, they're really bad. Let me turn on my light. Wait, I'm gonna flip it. Flip it. Can you see them?
It's easier to break them down into trapezoids. When they start looking too floppy, like rubber Gumby, go
Yeah,
back.
like this one.
Yeah, go back.
These are my 3.
I'll give you some notes and show you what to do.
Cause I used the template.
Yeah.
And this is I did. I started with the triangle and I like
Good. Yeah,
I
that
tried
just needs more trapezoid shape.
the martini.
The first finger is good on the one at the bottom, but you just need, not that one, the other bottom one. No, the next one, that one. The first finger is good. It's bent at the halfway, but the 3 last ones, they lost the halfway point that bends. They need trapezoid shape. But that's
Okay.
good. You're a beginner. You're learning.
Okay.
Each time you draw it, it's going to get better.
Yeah, like my first ones were, I don't know.
And they got better.
Yeah, I like this kind of drawing. I know it's not like real drawing, but I like it. It's like scary Freddy Krueger, like hands.
It's fun.
But yeah. You do it and you make it look so easy.
I know it's not fair.
It's,
When I learned watercolor, I learned it from a fashion illustrator. and I kept telling her, I need a brush like hers. And she kept laughing at me. And I said, I need a brush that gets a fine point. And she goes, it's not the brush. And I go, yes, it is. I could not believe it was me. I really, and she just kept laughing at me. And I didn't get it. I just thought I didn't have the right brush.
Mhm.
She was right.
No, it's just like, wow, you do it, and I'm like, oh, that's it, and then it's not it.
It'll get there. You'll be surprised. It'll sneak up on you. You'll get better and better because you'll remember more.
All right, well, you have a wonderful day.
Thank you.
All right, bye.
Okay. Adios, you guys.
Bye, thank you.
You're welcome.